Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Channeling with Michele. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas holiday. Um, Prior to recording this video, I did tap into Source, into Spirit, and ask them what type of message they wanted me to share with you this evening. And they were talking about expectations and how we can manifest a desire, but then we try to control that outcome, right? So, and usually they can be pretty disastrous or feel really let down. But before we get started, today I'm going to be using a deck by Rebecca Campbell. It's called Work Your Light. Okay, so thank you, Rebecca Campbell, whoever you are. This deck was gifted to me by a dear friend of mine. So we're going to get right into this video today, viewers, because I have to tell you, angels are coming through and they're saying for a lot of you, this was a difficult Christmas. It's almost like I had someone mention to me that, we build up the expectations of family and food and celebration and love and connectedness. And the TVs and the Hallmark movies, they all portray this certain image of what they say Christmas should be like, right? So, for those of you who through this holiday season spent it alone, perhaps lost in memories, lost in thought, perhaps trying to push your expectations onto someone else, only to find that that's not what spirit had in store for us this holiday season. So they do want me to come through, and we're going to just channel a little bit here on eliminating our expectations and just focusing on the task. And the task could be, viewers, just sitting and watching a Netflix movie, right? Just sitting and watching a Netflix movie. So let's go ahead and see what comes through. Okay, angels are coming through, viewers, and the message that they're sharing with you is that when we put out a desire, um, when we ask universe, source, to manifest a desire, whether it be prosperity in the new year, um, close family ties, one of the things that they say that we in our humanness, we struggle with just putting that desire out there and just accepting what the task at hand is of what comes to us. Instead, they're talking about expectations. We expected this person to call us. We expected this person to invite us to their home. We expected this. We expected this gift. But what we're doing instead of putting out to the light and to the love is, universe, I would really like to be connected to my family this holiday, or to be welcomed with friends and family. And but then we put an expectation of like who that's going to be and what that's going to look like. And then the angels are coming through and they're saying, and then we forget about the little areas that came through that met that expectation. Like maybe it wasn't your family or a boyfriend or, whatever the group of people you were expecting to welcome you or think about you over the holidays. Maybe it was a neighbor that spent the day alone and you were able to share some time with them, right? Maybe a person that you least expected to acknowledge you over the holidays came through with love and light, right? So, Spirit is encouraging us to let go of our expectations. It's like they're calling it I-ness, like I am the beginning and I am the end of all. And one of the things the angels are lovingly coming through to us is to remind us that we are not the beginning, we are not the end, we are not the all, and that people are caught up in their life and their egos and their expectations. So, what I'd like to put out there to you from your guides is if you struggled a little bit over this holiday season and this up and coming new year, understand that a lot of what you placed in your expectations of others really was only manifested, they're saying within yourself, right? We manifest these expectations within ourselves. We don't say, hey, you know, I was disappointed about this, or, why didn't you call, right? So we have to allow ourselves to just eliminate the expectation and focus on how can I say this? Like on the task at hand. And one of the beautiful things about putting an expectation out there, like, okay, I really don't want to spend Christmas alone, or I really want to go out for New Year's, right? Instead of trying to control other people to be in your circle, in your universe, sometimes it's just putting it out there. Like, I really would like to go out and celebrate New Year's Eve this year. I really would like to be around someone who's true or caring, or whatever your expectation is. And spirit saying, when we do that and we allow it to come to us, right? And you don't know, like they're saying, like it's bizarre, but we don't know how things will come to us, right? Some of my happiest times and memories happened by chance when I think back on that. So if we can eliminate an expectation around what we're asking the universe to bring to us, we're opening ourselves up to miracles. We're opening ourselves up to chance connectiveness. We're opening ourselves up to grace and luck, right? Right? Because we don't know when our paths are going to meet somebody that could just totally change our lives. I have to come back to maybe I'm not watching a lot of TV, but I did happen to sit down over this past weekend and I watched a series on Netflix called, I think it was called Lost in a Storm or something, but it was about random people in an airport stranded at Christmas because of a snow blizzard. And I recommend this to you. It's a series. It's a very short one. But what happened is something that seems so minute, or something that was said, or someone you just met sitting at a bar or in a coffee shop in this airport, became life-changing thresholds or memories for these people. Okay. So I know I talked about swimmers last week, but there are some really intense, really deep thought shows playing right now, at least spirits bringing them to me. So I encourage you, because we never know if we put out, I would really like to have a bonding, loving holiday with my family or people. And then we end up stranded in an airport and we end up having a loving, bonding holiday, not as we had in I-ness, in the ego, in our expectation, but in ways that created miracles, right? Miracles for others, an emotional connectedness, new friendships, new love, right? So, angels are coming through today with this message that, we really, really have to relinquish those expectations. Um, okay. So, what is the difference between they want me to go here. So, an expectation is when we put a desired outcome on a thought. Okay? We put a desired outcome. And usually what happens is, well, maybe that desired outcome could happen, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to happen. And we end up feeling rejected, abandoned, neglected. Maybe we put pressure or anxiety on other people and they're not sure like what to do with this because they're what's happening in their task at hand in their moment is so disconnected from the assumptions or expectations that we set on them. Okay, if that makes sense. So, expectations is we decide how the outcome should be. And then when it's not, we feel let down, right? We feel abandoned or all other series of feelings that can be caused from that. But okay, so now they're saying so we have an expectation, but then there's intuition. It's kind of like I know I should go there. I know that I need to go to this certain restaurant or this certain bar or this certain bookstore or wherever, right? Um, my intuition's telling me I need to go. And we go and we find out, wow, that was amazing. It met it fulfilled my expectation, my manifesting. It gave me what I wanted from the universe, but just not in the way that it would have happened had I created an outcome. Like angels are coming through and saying, like, think about you're walking somewhere. Maybe you were alone this Christmas and you said, well, I'm going to go see the lights and you go out and you see the lights and then there's somebody else there and you chance meet and you sit down, you have a conversation, you exchange energy, you exchange thoughts, and this was never expected, right? So it's like sometimes when we put out something to the universe, a miracle happens. A miracle happens. Either your life is changed in some significant, wonderful way, or their life is changed, right? So it's like put it out there for 2023, but let go of how it's going to happen, viewers. Let go of the expectation. We think, again, angels want me to say this. We think we're the beginning and we think we're the ending, but really, no, we're just all the beginning. I'm sorry, take that back. We're all the middles, right? We have a birth and we have a death, and we are all the middles. Um, and another thing is when we place our expectations on other people, we can push them away. We might push them away on our end because they're like, we as humans, we create these stories in our head, which we have no validity to, is what angels are saying. In all reality, what's going on with that person or those people really have nothing to do with the story we created in our head. So they want us to release that um, and to trust and to know that in essence, people are really pure. In essence, people are really pure. We're born pure, right? When we can learn to do this, and they're saying we're not going to pass the test, okay? It's a work in progress, is how I'm hearing it. We'll become closer to humility and focusing more on our life, our tasks at hand. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards on this to get some final messages. This was very powerful to me. And I hope that it helped you that, you know, we've almost got to like create our own tasks at hand, is what I'm kind of hearing. Like if you're alone or, you thought you were going to do this or you thought you were going to be here, or you thought you were going to do this, and then you placed expectations on other people and then you reacted to your expectations and they're like, are you okay? Right? Um, Sometimes we just have to create our own tasks at hand and see what miracles happen, what luck, what shared connectedness, what grace, right? Maybe it's just a relationship with yourself. Maybe what the universe was saying is no, you need to be alone. You need to think, right? Right. Okay, let's pull a couple cards here. As you see, I'm just cutting them. Just want you to know it's all spirit driven, viewers, all spirit. Oh, this one popped out. We're going to pull this one up first. This one says, and I have to put on my cheaters. They're very big. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Okay. Sometimes we expect that we need to be in certain places doing certain things, and the universe is saying no. You have some lessons to learn. You have to do some inner research, right? Self-seeking. So sometimes we just have to retreat, draw into ourselves, rest, and just be held. Hold your space, right? Sometimes we just have to reflect. And I feel like what Spirit's coming through and saying, viewers, is a lot of times we don't. We get caught up in busyness. We get caught up in the festivities. We get caught up in the planning. And then everybody eats, everybody opens presents or whatever your tradition is, and you're left empty, right? You're left empty. So sometimes we just have to retreat and really sit in our feelings. Call back your power, cut your cords. Call back your power. And this is actually a good card in regards to what our message is today, viewers, is we have to cut those cords, and those cords are with ourselves. We can't expect people to do anything. People are going to do what they're going to do, right? People are going to do what they're going to do. And when we try to push our will on others, a lot of times you will find that it's just going to push them away. It's almost like if they don't bother with you, you can send a message of love and grace and kindness and then let it go, right? And then let it go. When we push our expectation on people, like, I want to be in your life, I want to be with you, right? They want me to use an example of, like, if you're in the midst of a breakup and one person doesn't want you in their life and you want them in your life, and you push, you're pushing that person further away. Sometimes we just have to cut the cords and trust. We have to trust the process. And it hurts. It hurts, but we have to trust that process. How can you mother yourself, right? So for those of you that may be alone or your expectations weren't up to what you thought they should be, how can you come into yourself and mother yourself a little bit, right? How can you take care of yourself? What do you need to do? Maybe you need to go away to a place you've always wanted to visit. Maybe you go to a spa. Maybe you just need to read or sit and think or do a meditation. But universe is coming through and asking you, what can you do to mother yourself during these difficult times? When you feel alone, you feel rejected, you feel abandoned. Mothering yourself. Last three cards. Rite of passage, right? Isn't this life just a journey? Right? We're here, we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then we're gone back to spirit world. So we're just preparing to cross the threshold to bliss, the threshold to the next lifetime, right? What did I learn? How was I a blessing? How wasn't I a blessing, right? So we have to ask ourselves these questions, viewers. I'm going to shuffle again because they're telling me to. On your own, really on our own, angels are coming through and they're saying we're really nothing. We're really nothing on our own. However, with grace and with knowledge, with humility, we can transmute into so much more, right? So much more. We can give so much more. You go first. Leap, right? You go first. The universe is going to catch you. So I feel like this is a message of trust. Okay, so what do you want to put out for 2023? Right? Really think about it, viewers. Write it down. What is the leap of faith? Do you want to move to another state? Do you want to change a job? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to give a relationship a renewed energy? Right? Do you want to reach out to someone maybe you haven't talked to in many years? You're afraid. Angels are encouraging you to take that leap of faith into 2023. They're going to catch you. You're going to be okay. All right? That's a promise. And the last card for today's bedtime channeling. Good message. Good message. Empaths, highly sensitives, we need to connect with nature. Okay, so I know some of you out there in the north, especially Western New York, God bless you people in Buffalo. I know you're going through a difficult time with the snowstorms and the record low temperatures. Love and light. My love and light goes out to all of you. But do the best you can to try to ground yourselves, even if you have to put on music that sounds like a waterfall and birds singing. Angels are coming through to you, folks, that there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel and that spring will evolve. Okay, so ground yourselves around nature, especially the sensitive ones who are viewing this tonight. Ground yourself around nature, right? Wherever you are, whatever makes your heart sing. And with that, I'm going to leave you with love and light. Take off my cheaters. And I hope that you have a happy new year. And think about, the angels are encouraging you to think about, what are you asking? What are you manifesting, I guess is the cliche word. And then let go of the results. You'll be pleasantly surprised. And with that, namaste. And thank you.